The first thing is to check for space requirements. I mean, how much space do you actually need? And do you know how much you need? So sometimes it's helpful to get a professional involved at the beginning to figure out what you want. That way you can negotiate for the right amount. Then obviously the big MEPs, mechanical, electrical, plumbing work, are those up to speed? Do you have the right air conditioning units? How old is the unit? What does the electrical panel look like? You have to really kind of figure it out before you sign the lease. And so that's why it's helpful to get either an architect or a contractor on board at the front before you, put any money down. Do you call a contractor first or do you call an architect first? And a lot of the clients that I meet like to call the contractor first because we're the ones that do the work. That's great if you have a relationship with an existing contractor who you're comfortable with. We can provide really good estimates on all the different things that you would need to complete your build out. But if you're interested in doing a competitive bid, it can be a lot harder to go to the contractor first. It's better to kind of call an architect who has experience with retail development and see what they say in terms of drawing up plans so you can adequately price your build out. If you want a really accurate bid, something that's fair and competitive, then we need construction documents to go off of, and that's the kind of thing an architect can really provide. The way that you approach it at the front really can make a difference in your overall pricing. So, if you have a good relationship with the GC who is not going to overcharge you for things, then go ahead, they can handle the whole job. But if you don't know anyone, if you're just starting out, it really does help to get those documents in hand at the very beginning. One of the biggest things I see with first-time tenants is a lack of understanding as to what's permittable and what's not permittable, and kind of the gray lines between those two areas. So if you're doing anything cosmetic, like wall finishes or ceiling replacements or plumbing replacements in kind, as in you're not moving a sink or a toilet, then you can get away with doing the work without a permit. Everything else, you pretty much need a permit. It's a good idea to have a clear understanding of your landlord responsibilities versus your tenant responsibilities in terms of build-out costs. As to what happens if there's some unforeseen condition, like you think you have an ADA compliant bathroom, but in fact it's not quite 60 inches and you have to bump the wall out or move one of the plumbing fixtures. Who's going to pay for that cost if no one knew that before they started? You should expect some changes. I mean, that's the nature of the business. So understanding what kind of buffer is in your budget and in your landlord's budget is really key before you sign. The best piece of advice I could give to new tenants starting this process is don't underestimate the cost of construction. People seem to be surprised by how much it actually takes. It adds up really quickly. And yes, every now and then you get a tenant who can get by with, $20 a square foot, some minor cosmetic upgrades. But far more often you need some permanent work. You need mechanical, electrical, plumbing upgrades. You need structural wall additions, doors, windows. It really takes a little bit of TLC to get your space up to speed. So consult, figure it out before you sign the lease, and hopefully you can be better prepared for just what you're in for.